Hi, we have a question and it reads, is 5/7 greater or less than 5/6? We have a visual representation of both fractions, but we're not going to use that approach to assist us. They have different denominators, so our first approach will be to establish a common denominator between both fractions so as to better make comparisons. The first fraction has a denominator of 7. So we want to skip count by 7. So we begin with 7, add another 7, becomes 14, another 7, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and so on. The second fraction has a denominator of 6. Add another 6, becomes 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. So we see that 42 is the lowest common multiple between 7 and 6. So both fractions need to now be rewritten with 42 as the denominator. So the first one, 5/7. Remember, our goal is to have a denominator of 42. So we ask ourselves, what do we do to 7 to get 42? Or what do we multiply 7 by so as to get 42? And we could see from our initial skip counting, we multiplied it by 6. 7 times 1, 7, 7 times 2, 14, 7 times 3, 21, and so on. We get to 7 times 6, we get 42. So we know that we multiply the denominator by 6 to get 42. Now, whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. So 5 times 6 becomes 30. So the 5/7 is rewritten as 30 over 42. The second fraction is 5 over 6. And our goal is to have a denominator of 42. So we ask ourselves, what do we multiply 6 by so as to get 42? And again, we inspect our skip counting and we realize that we multiplied 6 by 7 to get 42. So whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. So 5 times 7 is 35. Now that they have a common denominator, we can now go ahead and make comparisons. So the question then would reread, is 30 over 42 greater or less than 35 over 42? And the answer will be, it is less than. On the second slide, we have another question and it reads, is 3/4 greater or less than 2/3? Again, we're going to begin with skip counting. The first fraction has a denominator of 4. So let's start. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. The second fraction has a denominator of 3. So we'll begin with 3. 3, 6, 9, 12. And we realize that the lowest common multiple is 12. We have 12 here, 12 here. So we know that both fractions need to be rewritten with a new denominator of 12. So we have the first fraction, 3/4. We know that we need a denominator of 12. So what number do we multiply 4 by to get 12, I'm sorry. We know that we multiply it by 3. Now whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. So 3 times 3 is 9. So 3/4 rewritten with a denominator of 12 becomes 9/12. The second fraction is 2/3. Again, we need a denominator of 12. So again, what do we multiply 3 by so as to get 12? We multiplied it by 4. Now, whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. So then this becomes 8/12 because 2 times 4 is 8. So we could ask ourselves, is 9/12 greater or less than 2/3? And we could see that 9/12 is in fact greater than 8/12. Now that we have common denominators, we could better make comparisons between our fractions. Thank you.